everyone, I'm back. So I wanted to do a quick kind of haul video from the weekend. I know I mentioned that I went to Psychic Faire yesterday, Saturday, and I got a couple things there. Although I did really well there because, for one thing, I thought they were charging way too much for the readings, and I did find one deck there, but that I got, and I'll show you. And then today I went to our local metaphysical store, and I got two other decks. I've been thinking a lot about getting the Spirit Within Tarot, because I really like that one, and I like the silhouettes on it a lot. And I ended up, they did not have that deck there. So I looked and looked and looked. I picked up a couple different decks and put them down. And I ended up with another deck that has been on my wish list. And I got a Lenormand deck that I decided, I have one Lenormand deck now that to me, it's not a very good Lenormand deck. It's the Pagan Lenormand. And it doesn't, I don't know if it doesn't follow the system, or I don't think it has the labels on the cards, and so to me it's very confusing. So I did get another Lenormand deck. So before I start with that, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my husband, even though I did very well, my husband bought me this incredibly gorgeous cape that was made out of vintage silk that I absolutely adore. So it has this gorgeous long flowing hood, and then it ties in the front, and she's, bunched it here, and actually it's very, very long, and she has put in a little hook at the very bottom, and she put the hook, now most people are not as tall as me, I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half, I think. And she put the other side of the hook way up here so you could have sleeves and it wouldn't be flowing quite so long. Now, I think I'm just going to attach the other part of the hook down a little farther so I can have sleeves, but because I'm tall, I like it very long. I just don't want it to be dragging much. This is very, very, very long, but the fabric is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the hood fabric. And there's this little tassel on the hood, and if you throw it over your shoulder when you're wearing it, it kind of pulls the hood up and it allows the flow. It's really, really pretty. So, I love that. And I can't hang it back up there just again. Okay, so I love that. That's like my favorite thing of the day. He also got me this little crystal moon necklace, which is, I don't know if you can see the way it's cut. It looks great when it is in the sun. It like pulls out all those rainbow colors and stuff from it. I love it. So he was very sweet to me. And he waited half the night to give me this, by the way. He said I was wearing a different necklace yesterday. If you go back to some of my videos, you can see. He said he kept waiting for me to take off my necklace, which usually when I get home I take off all my jewelry because it kind of annoys me when I'm just sitting relaxing, but I didn't take it off for a really long time. Finally he was like, okay, I've been waiting for you to take your necklace off. I give up, and he gave it to me. So sweet. Okay, so the other thing that I purchased was a couple stones that I didn't have before. Well, that's not true. A couple of them I did have, but I really liked these specimens, and a couple I didn't have. So when we walked through the door of the Psychic Faire, they had a whole bunch of stones and said, go ahead and pick a stone. And I picked, I don't know, I just can't get enough of blue kyanite. It is a beautiful stone. And so I picked a piece of blue kyanite, which is a chakra cleanser. It cleanses, I see it. It cleanses all your chakras and re-energizes all your chakras. Blue kyanite, actually all kyanite is very good for all your chakras, but blue especially really cleanses. So I also got a polychrome jasper piece, which I do have some polychrome jasper. But this piece to me was absolutely beautiful because of this side. See the rings on that piece? Come on, focus. There they are. So the rings on there, that is layering from thousands of years. And I just loved the rings on this piece. I mean, it looks like polychrome jasper on the other side. All of this beautiful piece is polychrome jasper, but those rings just did it for me. I loved them. This is called galaxite. It is sometimes known as the aura stone because one of the most noticeable energetic characteristics is that of protecting, cleansing, and balancing the aura. It can protect the aura also by stopping energy leakages. It's also a stone of transformation, especially assisting in spiritual, mystical, and intuitive growth and transformation. It is helpful for astral travel and astral projection. So really stunning stone. It's got what looks like flecks of labradorite in there. Labradorite. And just, whew, really powerful stone. Loved, loved, loved this. And the other one I got, I've been looking at some of the plated quartz. And I like a lot of the aura quartzes. They're still quartz. They have been painted with some kind of mineral and heated intensely. And then, so that's where you get your like tangerine aura and titanium aura. This is fantasy titanium plated quartz. Dramatic and beautiful. What looks like volcanic ash is actually camerite, chlorite, and lithium within this fantastically clear quartz, creating an amazing geologic window. Quartz crystals stimulates psychic perception, amplifies, stores, focus, transmits, and transforms energy. And it's really, really a beautiful piece. So again, just really, I did not have this kind of stone. So really, really excited to add a few that I don't have to my collection and add a couple of really pretty pieces to my collection there. So the last thing I got was the Tarot of the Old Path, which is not a new deck at all, but I had not really seen it around very much. And I really love this deck. So if you look at, I'll just show you some of the majors. This deck is really pagan feel. There's the backs. And the cardstock is great. It's very shuffleable. You can rifle shuffle. Look at that High Priestess. It's gorgeous. Sorry about my shaking, guys. If I rest my hand just a little bit. Look at that Empress. Suckling the babe and the deer in the background and the, you know, hare at her left side and the ewe at her right side. Just the symbolism of this deck. There's the Emperor. Really, really love this symbolism. Very beautiful. Very nature-based, nature-oriented. I'm really getting along with this deck. I just got it yesterday, so, you know, I have a lot of work to do with it. But I cleansed it yesterday, so I could just start playing around with it. And I just, look at that. The nature in it really, I adore. Absolutely stunning. So there's the death card. Again, what a great death card. The close with the baby there and the snowy owl there, or not snowy, what is that, the barn, white-faced, whatever it is. Just really gorgeous. And the symbols in this deck having to do with nature. I really like it. Pretty, pretty. There's the star. The moon they call something else. Yes. Just beautiful. Look at the woman, and the moon is her womb. And she's like attached to the earth. It's some of the symbols in this deck just give me goosebumps. Karma. Okay, and there's the world. So I'm not going to go through all of the deck because I'm quite sure, being an older deck, that probably some people, a lot of people on here have done reviews of it and walkthroughs. So I just wanted to quickly show you the majors, which I loved. Absolutely loved. So today I went to the metaphysical store and got, dun, 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 I finally got my hands on Spirit Song. I really think I'm going to like this deck with the animals and the sacred feminine feel to it. Really excited. And the other deck that I got, I said I got a Lenormand deck. I got the extended version of The Gilded Reverie by Ciro Marchetti. So really excited about that because I really liked the style of Ciro Marchetti's, and I think somebody said this is really hard to find now or something. So, you know, if you're having a hard time, look at your local bookstore, or, you know, your local metaphysical shops. A lot of times they have, you know, decks that are out of print that haven't sold yet. It's just still sitting on the shelves. So I got a 10 incense, which these are called Wildberry Fresh, hand-dipped, superior grade incense, Wildberry incense. They're made in Ohio, and they're all out. You know, you can pick whichever scent you want, and they're 15 cents a piece. So I got 10 of them for $1.50. I got 5 sandalwood, 5 sage, and 1 lilac, because I love the lilac scent. I'm not really sure how it's going to smell when it's burning, so we'll see, because I'm not a real floral person, which sounds so weird. Lilac is my favorite scent, but when it's burning, it's kind of, we'll see. I don't know this brand, so we'll see. I got one to see how it was. And my local metaphysical shop allows the people who work there, who read tarot and stuff like that for them, to put books and decks and stuff like that on consignment. A lot of times I'll find a used deck for like $10, and they, you know, use their decks very well, and they're always in good shape, so I always look at the used stuff. Today there were some really good used books, which I know my husband just said to me, what are you going to do with all those books? Because like all my shelves are filled up, that big huge thing I have. This one is called Roots of Survival, Native American Storytelling and the Sacred. And this is by Joseph Bruchac. And on the back it says, the first major collection of the writings of Joseph Bruchac, Native American writer, storyteller, and passionate keeper of the Native traditions in today's world. So I thought this was great. Just great. It's obviously an older book. It is, let me see if I can find a 1996. And I paid $2 because it was on their little shelf of used books. And the other one is Spider Woman Stories, Legends of the Hopi Indians. And this is by G.M. Mullet. And this says, the adventures of Spider-Woman and her twin grandsons and other characters are much more than exciting stories. They indicate the importance of traditions, social life, and customs among the Hopi. These abridged and expurgated accounts can be read by children and adults alike, not only for their cultural value, but also as fine literature. So I thought that was great. There's, you know, several different stories the youth who brought the corn that the Hopi Indians have passed down for generations. And I love those kind of stories. Love, love, love those kind of stories. So, I'm excited. And again, $2. I paid $2. I had a couple more. I almost bought a couple more, but I wanted to not allow my husband to have a heart attack when I came home with a whole ton of books again. I might have to go back, though, because there's a couple more story kind of things like that. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's what I got at the metaphysical shop. And what a great weekend. It just was, and it's nice out, and I have, like, windows open, and I was singing in the car, and it's been a great weekend. Next weekend is Imbolc, so, which means you milk. And it means that we hang on to the hope that spring is coming. We know that stuff is starting to come forth under the earth, under the snow. Today, yesterday and today have felt very spring-like. And in New York, it'll go back to winter. We're not done yet by far. But it's nice when Imbolc is just around the corner to get that little reminder that, yes, we're getting through the winter. It's coming. We'll make it through. And I always do a whole bunch of candles for Imbolc, and I'll have to show you my Imbolc altar, which I am putting together as we speak. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend so far. Blessings.